Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines, Dating a Filipina Course Part 9, where we're going to be looking at your second trip to the Philippines to be with your Filipina girlfriend and a few tips around that, what I recommend in cementing that relationship if that's where you want it to go. In the previous episode, we looked at the first trip, which is a shorter trip to the Philippines, and then you went home to think about the relationship and if you wanted to continue that relationship, and if so, you would have been doing it online for at least the last several months. So by this time, you've got a pretty good idea on whether you think that she's the right Filipino for you, but don't be tempted into jumping in so quickly. You need to go back, you need to spend more time, and after all, there is no hurry in this. You can take your time around ensuring she's the right one for you. And just a quick reminder, guys, if you're enjoying this Dating a Filipina course, then hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Now, my tip around this, guys, is 3 to 6 months after you've finished your first visit, that's when you want to be going back for the second visit if you feel this Filipina is the right one for you. And I would really, personally, I would suggest closer to the 3-month mark rather than the 6-month mark, but we all have work commitments, etc. And the reason I say that is you don't want the Filipina to start to question the relationship and your commitment to that relationship. So by you going back around about 3 to 4 months after your previous visit or your first visit, then that will show her that you really are committed to this, and it'll allow you to progress with a relationship. Otherwise, you may just feel the relationship is stagnating. It's not going anywhere. So it's really important to keep the momentum going forward in your relationship. And I would be recommending this trip be a 3 to 4 week vacation with your new Filipina girlfriend. And if you find that your girlfriend is employed and she's working, you might want to pre-arrange with her to take time off work. So to speak to her employer to see if she's able to take 2, 3, 4 weeks off of that time to be with you. And you can always reimburse her for her wages. So most Filipinas might be on 12 to 16,000 pesos a month if they work in the city, maybe less if they work in the province. So that's really affordable and a good solution so she can still pay her bills and not feel bad about taking time off work. And of course, you don't want her to just take that time off and then find out she hasn't got a job because she didn't do it properly. Once you're gone, she's going to need that job. It might be okay for you to support her for that 3, 4 weeks while you're there, and maybe even you're going to send money to her on a monthly basis, but she still really needs to have her job. So don't let her leave her job or get fired from her job because she's going to be with you for 3 or 4 weeks. I think most employers will be understanding of that. I know at least my wife's employer, when I went over there for a month, was very understanding of that. So have your girlfriend talk to her employer and arrange for a little bit of time off work while you're there. So it's time again to plan your trip and to get you the best airfares and accommodation. Now, we spoke about that in the first video, holidayescapetravel.com. I'll put the link below. That's where you can get the best prices online for airfares and accommodation. Now, because you're going back after 3 to 4 months after the last visit, then soon after you get back from your first visit, you want to be looking at probably booking your next trip to the Philippines in order to get your best prices on airfares. Now, I would say a month after you get back from that first visit is when you really start to look and get the best price you can. The closer you get to the date you want to go to the Philippines, then generally the more expensive the plane tickets are going to be. So get in around about a month or so, as I say, after you get back from that first visit to book your tickets. So this 3 to 4 week visit is now the time when you are looking to cement that relationship with your Filipina. And you really want to be spending as much quality time together as possible. On that shorter first trip, you did spend some time with her parents and family and friends, etc., which was good to get to know them. But now you really want to concentrate on your Filipina. So a great way to do that is take her away from her environment and her family to see how she acts away from that environment, and possibly, hop on an aeroplane and go to one of the islands. So if your girlfriend, for example, is in Manila, maybe hop on a plane and go to Cebu and, hop across to some of the islands, have a great time down in Cebu. Or if your girl is in Cebu, then maybe go up to Luzon and check out Manila or some of the province areas up there, Subic Bay, all those sorts of places where you can have a great time at some of those resorts there. And you'll really get to focus on just the two of you spending some great time together, which is really important. Now, during this time together, you might actually start to see things going really, really well. And you might even be starting to think to yourself, this girl is the one I want to marry. But what I would say at this time is to delay any thoughts of proposing to her and start to focus in on questions around how the two of you see your future together if things were to progress to the stage of where you guys got engaged and married. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking about that sort of thing, even though you're not proposing at this stage. It's letting her know that's where your mind is going towards, and you want to know that you're on the same page together after you get married. You want to be speaking to her about what things she wants in her life. So what is it in her life that she actually wants to do once she's with you? And what will life look like to her after she marries you? And whether she's on the same page as what you want. Is she happy to pick up her life and come and live in your country? And are you prepared to support her in doing that? Or does she want to stay in the Philippines, and are you happy to go and live in the Philippines with her? Very important questions to be asking prior to marriage, as is if she's looking to have more kids with you. And are you wanting to have more kids? And if she does come to your country, what sort of work will she do there? The work she's doing in the Philippines compared to what she'll be able to do in your country may be vastly different. I know for my wife, she had a good job in the Philippines doing CCTV camera security, and it was a highly sought after and regarded job in the Philippines. But when she came to Australia, she found that those qualifications from the Philippines don't carry over here. So her job opportunities were far more limited in Australia than what they were in the Philippines. So after you've had all these conversations and you're almost towards the end of your 3 to 4 week visit, you're really going to be thinking to yourself if she is definitely the one. And if you think she is, then before you leave, you could propose to her if you felt it was the right thing to do. And of course, after that proposal and after you leave, you're going to want to organise with her to come to your country, especially if the plan is to marry her and bring her to your country. So once you got back home, you might want to start looking at getting her a passport and getting a tourist visa to your country so she can come there for 3 or 6 months to spend some more time with you. Now, the thing you need to be aware about bringing her for an extended period of time to your country is that around her work, they may or may not agree for her to go away for so long. Many cases they might say, well, if you're going to go for that long, you won't have a job when you come back. Or if they're very understanding, like my wife's employers were, then they may be happy and they'll agree for her to go and still keep a job open for when she does come back. But I do believe that it's very important for your Filipina girlfriend, or if she's your fiancée now, to come to your country to see what it is that where you live and what it's all about. Whether she's going to be coming to live there or you're going to the Philippines, it's still important for her to see your country. But especially so if the plans are for her to come to your country to live, then you want to know that she's going to be able to adapt okay to your country. And by the way, many Filipinos do adapt very well. They're resilient people and they're very used to changing situations. But this opportunity will give her a glimpse into what it's like in the country that is soon to be her country. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope it's given you plenty of things to think about, and maybe you've got some ideas on how you're going to do things when you're going to see your Filipina in the early stages. And if you have enjoyed it, of course, give it a big thumbs up. Now, in episode 10, so the next episode coming up in 2 days' time, we will be looking at thinking about the relationship. So having a good hard think about it before you take it that further step, and showing the respect and consideration to your Filipina. Remember guys, this is not a game, and she has probably got a lot more to lose than you do. If she comes to your country and things go south, they don't work out, then she has got to go back home and rebuild her life from scratch, which can be very hard if she's back there and she has no job anymore, and she could be an emotional mess. So there is a lot to consider here. So this is a good time to really reflect and be 100% sure that the relationship is very much what you both want. So as I say guys, that's in the upcoming episode. So guys, that's it for today. So don't forget to share the video with all your networks. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to get more videos. Feel free to leave all your comments below. Any suggestions, tips, etc. for our community members would be greatly appreciated. Let's just keep it respectful, of course. So thanks very much for watching guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.